Everyone, and welcome back to Please Defend Your Position. I'm your host, Tiffany Hall. Today, we're talking with Gladys. She saw one of my videos about what is your primary role was the question. And Miss Gladys has a different opinion because I just wanted you to know or have an idea of what your primary role is. Everyone's is different. Just be clear about what that means. Doesn't mean the time you spend, it just means what's most important to you and what comes first. So, Miss Gladys, thanks for joining us. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Great. Thanks for joining us. So I understand you had some.
No problem. You understand? Because I have other area in my. So if I just focus on my kids and I don't focus on my relationship, in 18 years, I'll be lonely by myself or my kids. If I focus on my.
Saying that all those other things don't. Hold on, let me finish. I'm not saying that all those other places in your life don't need attention. But what I'm saying is if we operate out of a source, out of a particular reason that we're doing things, then that's how you know what your primary is. Prime example, any company is going to have one CEO because you have to have a primary leader. Now, that doesn't mean that other aspects don't need to be taken care of and don't need to be addressed within the company. But you got to have a primary goal. If Starbucks' primary thing is selling coffee, you got what I'm saying? So that's, I think, a lot of times that we have to understand pouring all of your energy into your children during this season of them growing is a one. I'm not saying that I'm not for whatever reason, I'm not saying neglect yourself. You absolutely have to have yourself taken care of. Absolutely. But my thing is, if you're taking care of yourself and the mindset is so that I can be a more present parent for my children, and help them transition into this adulthood. They're only babies so long. And I know it seems when you're in the midst, because I've been there. When you're in it.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so that's all that I'm saying is that we just have to have a focus as to why we're doing things. You got what I'm saying? So that's all. I'm not saying that mothers should neglect themselves or put your life. You have to put certain things on hold, but not your life. But I get what you're saying. But you have. I think primarily has to be that when you're a single parent and where you're not with that parent, or that if both parents aren't together. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also think that most women, we also always go, like, regardless if we are single or married, we always focus on the children always.
No, like I think that's what it should be, but I don't think that's based on evidence. That's not what is what's happening.
I don't think it should be. Maybe I'm seeing that way. I feel like when we take our time and we solely focus on our children, we tend to neglect some of this area that's needed as well.
Well, let me say this. Let me put it in this way, maybe. If you have the goal to being the best mother you can be, then you're going to take damn good care of your children's mother. You got what I'm saying? You're going to take damn good care of your children's mother. You're not going to let anything happen to her mind, body, or soul. But the reason is not for your own, I just need to be fulfilled. You got what I'm saying? My thing is this. We have got to get out of the selfish mindset of me, and how I feel and what I want to do. Because nobody really cares what you feel like or what you want to do. We're concerned about what needs to happen and based on results.
I agree.
So that's the whole thing.
And
I think sometimes the message gets lost when we get into the I deserve to have a life. I need to take care of myself. And you definitely have to take care of yourself, but not for the self-preservation or the self-fulfilling reasons that most of us think. I had to take care of myself because I had people depending on me. So I had to put the oxygen mask on me first. But it was because I had responsibilities. And that's all that I'm saying. I think it's so very often right now, we see people who has gotten lost in it. So you're doing things that are outside of the care for your children. And children are getting what's left over. And so then we're putting these broken adults into the world.
Okay, but what you're doing as well, and putting your children, or because that's what you have to do because someone depends on you, you're also going into a flight or fight mode. So I don't think that's your default. I think it's just like you're doing it because you have to.
But that's the thing, and we have to learn to love what's good for us. See, this is the thing. If we look at everything as a deprivation, or I don't get to do this, this is the thing. How about we change the mindset? What do you mean by fighting?
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
My meant is when the children are small, they require a certain amount of attention.
Yes.
When they get older, we all can be at the same house all day, and I don't see them, and they don't see me, and they don't have nothing to do with me. So my thing is, let's say you married, right? Let's say if I was married, if in the younger age, I neglected everything else for them, like they were my only focus. And when someone is your only focus, you would neglect the other area.
You keep saying that when I never said that. I said primary.
Okay. Let me tell you something. If you're a CEO, you're missing recitals, you're missing soccer.
And this is the thing about it, and that's fine. And my thing is this: I have no judgment on what people decide to do. It is completely your life, and your results are going to be yours to deal with. And when I say yours, I mean people in general. The thing of it is that be very clear. You can be a CEO of a company, but if your primary role in life is your children, guess what's going to happen? At certain times, you're going to cut off. You're going to put your meetings around being at those recitals. It's all about what's primary. And this is, again, primary does not mean you singly. You have to. It's other things have to be done.
No. That's where you spend most of the time on, right?
Right.
At least that's what.
Primary is what the main focus is.
Exactly. Well, your focus can be your children, but you don't spend so much time with them.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what your primary role is, your primary focus.
I don't know how I can say it's this or that. I think personally, you can just, especially for a woman, you can just put it into one category. I don't think that you can just put it's this or that.
I agree. It's not this or that. It is definitely this and that. But again, I am talking about your reasoning for doing things. I am talking about the primary roles. I'm talking about the primary goals.
Right now, my main focus will be, I think for any mother, it has to be their children, because of the fact that they are, again, like you said, they depend on you, and they can't do anything else without you. Mm-hmm. You know, like they depend on, like, let's say when children are small. Sorry, excuse me one second. When children are smaller, they need you to feed, to be fed. They need you to, to do things like that. And as they get older, you can just be like, hey, your food is in the microwave. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very good thing. See, that's a good transition. When they're younger, we're tasked with feeding them. Now, what we transitioned into is your food is in the refrigerator, your food is in the microwave. But how about this? Let me give you another way of thinking about that. If our children were our primary, that next stage would be teaching them how to prepare food for themselves, not just leaving it for them. So that takes the same amount of time, but it's shifted. So now this is the time where you're passing down different things like recipes and ways of doing things and all of those things. It's just different, but it's the same. You got what I'm saying? It's one of those things where we don't spend a lot of time, because again, if we get in this cycle of I'm just ready to get this over with, I'll be so glad. That's a term people use a lot. I'll be glad with this. I'll be glad with that.
Then you don't enjoy life.
I agree.
Every season of your life, I believe that every season of your life is important. And as a mother, I am a mother to where I put my need first. I mean, put my children need first, but not to the detriment of mine. Mm-hmm. My own. Like I stopped saying that I would die for you, I would do everything for you. I stopped saying that because I felt like that was not helping them. Because technically, I hated them munchkin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie.
It's not easy.
At the end of the day, that part is not easy, and you need a tribe. You know what I'm saying? You need your people around you. So I needed that time away with my girlfriend. I needed that time away with my guy. I needed that time because that rejuvenated me to make me a better mother, a efficient mother. You know
I agree, but that's the thing. I'm not talking about you spending all the time. When I keep saying primary, I'm not talking about you spending all of your waking moments with your children. That's not it, because that's not being a good parent, because you're not teaching them independence. So I get that part. And so we're saying the same things. I'm just saying that I think that we have to put a different focus on it. Even when they're little. Again, taking care of yourself is primary because you have to take care of them. You can't give them what you don't have. Like you said, you got to pour into your kids. So I've got to keep filling up over here. But my reason for filling up is not to get away from them, but to be able to bring back to them. You got what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And I think so often we lose that focus. It's not about us.
We do.
Go ahead.
I agree. We do focus, and we do think that if you don't do this, then you're not good enough for this. If you don't do what I was trying to say is that in current society, we are extremists.
Yes.
You know, it's either one or the other. You either do this or you don't do that. Either you like, oh, I'm a good mom, or you're not. Or it's like, it's easy for you to get sucked into, you know, into society, into what society is telling you to do, or whatever, and all that. And what you're saying is right. Yeah, we have to pick. We have to, like, if all else fail, if I have to be one, if I had to choose between my career and everything else, I will be a mom.
We're on the same page now. Thanks for coming on over here to my side, girl. I thought I could convince you. That's the thing about it. We just gotta be able to effectively communicate so that the things can move forward. So I thank you so much for joining us. Did you have anything else you want to add before we go?
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I just want to, like, everything is just not black and white. You know, it takes layers of things, and sometimes when you say things in bold, like I said, I may understand it differently. Somebody else may understand it differently. But like you said, it takes a conversation for us to get there. Yeah. And thank you for having me, though.
Thank you so much for coming. If you like the content on Please Defend Your Position, like and subscribe below. If you have something you'd like me to defend my position on, or you want me to help you defend your position on something, hit us up. I'd love to talk to you.